Hi. It's beginning of November now in Switzerland, and most of people already planted their garlic. In this video, we are going to talk about when you should plant garlic, and we'll see whether people were right to already plant the garlic or not. So, um, there are two different varieties of garlics which are usually planted. One is soft neck and another one is hard neck. I do have a second video in this series of garlic, which is talking about differences and when and how to plant each of those varieties. In this description to this video and also in the first commentary, I provided all the links to my videos on garlic, so do check them out after you finish watching this video, and I'm sure you will find lots of useful information there. Now, most of the hard neck varieties in temperate climates, and I live in temperate climates, so my videos are about temperate climates. So most of the hard neck varieties are sown in autumn. But when in autumn, that's actually a question which people don't necessarily know. Many people just plant at the same time, like mid-October, for example, every year. But it's not actually correct because the weather can be different, and sometimes it can be too early, sometimes it can be too late. So I would not recommend you to select just one day and grow around that date. Just because, for example, last year you had a great harvest when you did it, or because everybody does it and you do what everybody does, right? So the key in selecting when to grow your garlic is actually soil temperature. The soil temperature should be around 10 degrees Celsius, or which is about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And the reason for that is that we need to ensure that garlic has enough temperature, enough time, like several weeks before frost, for it to develop a very good root system. The better root system before garlic goes into winter, the stronger it is, the better it stays in winter, and the better will be your harvest. Now, but you have to have this balance because once the roots are grown, garlic, if the weather is still okay, will start growing leaves. And this is something that you don't want it to do, because if it grows leaves, then there are more chances that basically the harvest will not be that great, just because it grows leaves and then it becomes cold, and then it's like, I don't know what to do, maybe I'm going to die. I mean, it's not that dramatic, but still. So you have to ensure that the temperature of the soil, not of the air, is about 10 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, it doesn't mean that if it's 10 degrees of the air temperature, it will be 10 degrees of the soil, just because soil usually cools down much slower than the air. So the best way is actually to get a thermometer. I have one here. I actually measured the temperature, and it's showing, oh, I'll just remove it from soil. It's supposed to show 11. Yes, it's still showing 11 degrees Celsius. So how you use it? You put it or up to 10-15 centimeters in the soil, and you wait. It depends obviously how long to wait, but basically you wait until this temperature is no longer changing. Now, usually it might take few minutes, it might take up to 10 minutes, depending on the conditions of the soil, depending on your thermometer. But basically, once you see that it's about 10 degrees Celsius, 9 to 11, you can plant your garlic. Now, in my experience, it's an ideal situation. It is still possible to plant garlic a little bit earlier, and it's possible to plant garlic later. Just because, first of all, garlic is a very strong plant, it would grow. The question is whether it would give you good harvest or average harvest or small harvest. So if you put it at the 10 degrees, that's perfect. Now let's say you put it a little bit earlier, you didn't know, for example, and now you're watching this video and you, oh my god, what have I done? Not everything is lost. So what I would recommend to do is to take some mulch, like leaves, cut grass, whatever you have, and put it about 10 centimeters layer, um, 10 15 maybe, on your garlic, just to protect it from winter frosts. Now even if it becomes cold and if snow is not there yet, this layer would prevent your garlic from freezing out, so you should be able to save your garlic. And then the second situation, when you plant, when you have not planted yet garlic and it's becoming too cold, similar situation, you plant your garlic and then you put mulch on the top. Because of this mulch, it will keep the soil a little bit warmer than soil somewhere like next to it, and then it would give more time for this garlic to actually grow the roots and to go in winter with fully grown roots. So here everything what I wanted to say. Remember, 10 degrees Celsius for 50 degrees Fahrenheit, that's what you need to look at. And there are ways to correct your mistakes if you already planted or if you not yet planted but you should have. So with this, my next video is going to talk actually about how to plant garlic, and I will show you all the steps of preparation for planting and of planting, and what you need to do after planting to get perfect huge harvest of your garlic. Don't forget to subscribe, and I see you in my next video.